Shalom, everybody. Wonderful to be together again this week to discuss the words of Torah, which we're dancing so much just 2 weeks ago. Simchas Torah. Torah makes people happy because we connect to Hashem. Because Hashem is inseparable from the Torah. So in the Torah, we're connecting to Hashem in the biggest way. And if we connect to Hashem the biggest way, we have to be happy because He is the source of all goodness, all kindness. Everything good is Hashem. So if we're connecting to Him, it's no wonder why we feel happy when we study Torah. And I chose to talk about this week the mitzvah in the 10 Commandments, honor your father and your mother. Now, you ask, why did I pick that this week to talk about that topic? What got me going was because the parsha that we're going to, portion of the Torah, we're going to read the Shabbos and Shul, is parsha Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha means Hashem told Avram Avinu, Hashem told him, go away from your father's home. Leave. And go to the place which I will show you to go, which was the promised land, which was the holy land of Eretz Yisrael. Leave your father's house, leave your land, leave your place of birth, and go to a different place. And what's very common when we connect to Oorah, and we connect to a lot of young people, girls and boys, and teenagers, young adults, and we can encourage them very much to go to Israel to study in yeshiva, or girls to go to girls' school, Beis Yaakov school in Eretz Yisrael, and they should try to catch up what they're missing. Most of these girls and boys have a very weak Jewish background. They never studied Torah before, some of them very little. And we want them to catch up and to learn about Judaism, learn the Torah, and become proud to be Jewish when they realize what Torah is all about, what Judaism is all about. To a great dismay, so many young people, even young adults, everybody, so many are missing the whole idea what Judaism is all about. They're Jews, but they don't know what it is to be Jewish. Some of them are not even proud to be. Some of them are ashamed to be Jewish. They go on the campus and they get all kinds of remarks from people. And some adults too, in the place where they work, they get sour faces from people who are Jewish. And they themselves don't know why you should be proud to be Jewish. So we encourage them very much. They should leave this country and go to the Holy Land, to Israel, to study in the places that young people study and gather knowledge of Judaism. But a lot of times parents object and they don't want them to go. Waste a year, they call wasting a year. You want to go to university, get your degree, and get married and build a home. How can you take off a year to go to the land of Israel and study? A lot of them give them a hard time. Even though sometimes they'll say, okay, you go for 1 year, they come back and like for Shana Bet, the second year, oh no, second year. It was hard enough to send you for 1 year. How can you send it for 2 years? So this poses a very big problem for these young people. And a lot of them, when I discuss with them, they say, well, how can I do it? My parents are against it. We have a law in the Torah, you have to honor your parents. And they're dead against me going 1 year, for 2 years, for sure. And they say they won't support me, they won't give me the plane fare, they won't give me what I need to live. They give a very strong opposition. So it just reminded me, Hashem tells Avram Avinu, leave, go away from your parents, from father's house, from your land, from your country, and go to the Holy Land. It's the same type of situation that we have a few thousand years later. That encouraging people, go to the Holy Land, go to Israel, leave your family, leave your country, leave your city, and go to the Holy Land, be close to Hashem, and go to yeshiva to study Torah. So the question is, how do we handle this problem? If we're telling them, go, and the parents say, don't go, and they say, 10 commandments, what can be stronger than that? How can I go against my parents? The Torah says you have to listen to your parents. So that's why I chose to discuss this subject tonight, because Lech Lecha, Hashem said they should go, and I'm sure Terach wasn't so happy about him going, such a wonderful son like Avraham Avinu, and to go away from his father's house. It wasn't so easy for Terach to tell him to go. They told him, yeah, go. Or say, we all said don't go. We don't know how Terach, how he took it. Not sure. But how do we handle this very good question? That how can we go against our parents? He was saying, we go to Israel because we want you to learn about Judaism, to be a good Jew, and to act and keep the laws of the Torah. And here we're going against them. The whole going there is against them. You're going against the Torah, just getting on that plane. You're going against your parents. And you say, go to Israel to study, become a good Jew. And here you told me to go against the Torah. How could I be a good Jew if I were going to go against the Torah? So that's why I want to discuss this this whole thing of honoring your parents, how we can understand to tell them to leave. You have to understand that the popular known mitzvah of parents is in the 10 Commandments. Kabbas, honor your parents. There's another pasuk in the Torah, another passage that's not so well known. Ish avav tirau. A man should have fear for his parents, his father and his mother. Stand in awe. When I say fear, maybe you'll get a pat from them in fear, but stand in awe in front of your parents. So we have these two mitzvahs. One is honor them and stand in awe in front of them. Now, what does honor mean, and what does stand in awe mean? What's the practical observance of keeping these mitzvahs? Hashem tells us, I want you to listen to what I'm telling you, observe. What is it that to honor them? I mean, it's so many different ways to understand it, to honor them. Should buy a plaque for them in the shul, honor them, put the name on the plaque, honor them. So rabbis tell us that honor them means to take care of them. And take care of them, to have to help to be with food, with drink, with take care of them, helping them get dressed, all different things that parents sometimes they can't do by themselves. And they're telling us that the main mitzvah of honoring parents is to be there for them when they need you. And that's the basic idea of honoring, is to take care of parents. And of course, the more that we get into that, the more we do things to make them feel good, make them feel proud that you're a child, make them feel good physically, mentally, emotionally. Somebody's making parents make them feel good. And to the extent that we find in the Gemara that the great rabbis, went out of their way to honor the parents, to make the parents feel good. Rabbi Shmuel, the Gemara says that he had his mother, was an older person, and she lived in Israel. They lived in Israel then. And in the hot days when the sun would beat down on the sand, where she lived, it was very hot. and she wanted to walk, but it was too hot to walk on. It would be very uncomfortable. So he would bend down and put his hands, spread his hands as palm, and she would walk on his hands. He would go backwards and go towards the place she wanted to go. In order she shouldn't have to feel the burning on her feet, but the hot sand that she has to walk on, he would put his hands down in order to walk on his hands. That would be more comfortable for her to. To that extent, he went to honor his mother. She should feel good. Because honoring means make them feel good. The necessity that they need, be there for them. If they have food, they have to cook for them food. If they have to the extent that another one of the great rabbis was close to the royalty of the Romans at that time. It was held in high esteem by the Romans. He used to sit in the meetings that they'd have. The politicians of the Romans, they would invite him to come and would sit with them and would discuss different things. He was a very smart man. And when he came, he would put on special nice clothing to a certain type of sweater or headdress, not exactly what it was. And one time he was with them, and his mother came. She was deranged, like Tosfos says. She was not normal. She came, she pulled off that royal type of clothing that he had, tore it off, spit in his face, and took his money, threw into the river. And they said to Rabbi Shmuel, you put your hands down for your mother, but did you ever suffer the way this one, he suffered? What did he do? Nothing. He kept quiet. Didn't say a word to his mother. Didn't holler at her. Didn't say, he just took it from her. Hashem gave us, like, took it as a punishment from God, whatever. And he didn't say a word to his mother. He would bear it. He was bearing the embarrassment and the loss of money that he had and everything that goes along with it. And to that extent, not to make his mother feel bad. So again, this is something that for her, we want parents to feel good. That's the main purpose of that the Torah is telling us. That's for us to honor them by helping them in any way that makes them feel good. That what it says to fear and to stand in awe in front of them, that's a different mitzvah, that we should be careful not to embarrass them by, if they say something and we feel that they're wrong about it, we shouldn't right away tell, oh, you're wrong, it's the wrong thing, you should know, that's not correct what you said. Not to correct them in front of other people, to make them, or not to sit in their chair where they sit. They have a special place to sit in the house, or they sit in the shul, wherever it might be. You don't go to that place to sit in their place. That's for them. You have to feel a certain stand in awe in front of them to feel that, just like an awe in front of Hashem. They created you. It wouldn't be for them, you wouldn't be here. Just we have to stand on awe of Hashem. He created us. We have a mitzvah to stand in awe of Hashem the same way, like a Rebbe tells Hashem says, I want you to stand in awe of your parents. We're all partners in your creation, Hashem says. I have two partners, with three partners in a person, Hashem, the father, and the mother. So Hashem says, just like you have to stand in awe in front of me because I created you, you have to stand in awe in front of your parents because they also created you. We're together, we're partners in your creation. So Hashem says that just like you honor me, you have to honor your parents in the same way. So these are the main approaches to fulfilling the mitzvah of honoring and having fear and standing in awe. It's mainly for them to be comfortable, taken care of, and the more we do that for them, the more reward we can get. Of course, to say that person violated the law of honoring, then he has to do something, something more terrible. Say they violated it. So the parents need help, They don't have able to take food by themselves, and the son or daughter doesn't help them. Then they're violating the mitzvah of Kavsvich. That is the main thrust of the mitzvah, to take care of them. When they need help, they can't take care of themselves. But other things like putting your hands down, that she should be able to walk comfortably. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't be violating the mitzvah, but he gets a special reward, extra points for going ahead and going out of his way to help them to that extent, and to do things that make them feel good. If they wouldn't do certain things, it would be violating the mitzvah, but still you get extra reward and extra points for helping them and making them feel good. But my point I want to bring out mainly is we don't find that they can run a child's life. They don't have the power to run a child's life, to tell them do this and do that and don't this, don't do that. The mitzvah is to make them feel good. But the mitzvah of honoring is not meant everything they say you have to do. That is not part of the mitzvah. That's a mistake people make. Even though if you do listen to them and they feel good by listening, so you make them feel good, but you're not obligated. If they need food to eat, you're obligated to help them eat, obligated to help them drink, obligated to what they need, their needs that they have to have. Probably go to the store and buy me some bread. I need food. Obligated to take care of them. But for them to run the children's life, they can't do that. They can't say, I want you to marry a certain girl, a certain boy. I want you to marry them. You don't have to listen to them. If it works out, and you'll be happy doing it, they brought, it'd be nice to make them feel good if you did it. But you're not obligated to do so. So, we're talking about child, boy or girl, they want to go to the Holy Land, to Israel, they want to study. The parent says, I don't want you to go. You have to stay home, you have to go to college, get a degree, and start making a living, and get a job, so on. They're not obligated, you can't run a child's life. You're not obligated to listen to them, obligated to take care of them. But they can't demand things from you as a child. That's not part of the mitzvah. So therefore, that's number one reason that they say, well, go to Israel, study there. No, I can't. My parents are against it. How can I have to honor my parents? No, they can't run your life. They can't tell you what you have to do. They have to take care of you when you need things, and make things comfortable when it's possible, extra points. But to run your life and say, you have to go to this college, you can't go to yeshiva to study, that is not part of the mitzvah. That's a mistake people make, and they can't, even when it comes to things that not a mitzvah, I want to go to this college, go to that college, they can't tell you what to do. That's not part of the mitzvah of kibbud avayim. So this has to be pointed out, that we have to know what we're talking about. Not every whim that they have, they want you to do, you have to listen to them. That's number one. Number two is that the Torah says two mitzvahs together in one pasuk, in one passage. The Torah says, each man should stand in awe of his father and his mother and keep Shabbos. One pasuk. So it's puzzling why the Torah put that in one pasuk. You should stand in awe of your parents and make sure to keep Shabbos. What does one have to do with the other? So rabbis tell us because sometimes parents, they're not religious, and they tell a child not to keep Shabbos. They tell them, give me a ride to Shabbos, take me there, and whatever, I want you to take care, to do certain things with Shabbos, and we say no. Shabbos says, even though I'm telling you that you have to take care of your parents and stand over your parents, but they can't tell you to go against Shabbos because they have to listen to me too. You have to listen to them, but they have to listen to me, Hashem says. So if I'm telling you, you should keep Shabbos, they can't override me, Hashem says. I'm telling you that you should listen to them and help them, but you have to honor your parents, but they have to honor Hashem, they have to honor God who created them. So Hashem says that if your parents, so you'll say, well, they don't have to listen to them anyway. In other words, tell them what to do. No, even the case where they have to listen to them, the parents will say, I'm very hungry, make me food. Well, we said before, that's the honor of parents. If they need food and need help physically, you have to do it for them. That's the main mitzvah. By not doing it, you're violating the mitzvah of honoring parents. But if they say, on Shabbos, make food for me, or prepare the drink for me, which is violating Shabbos, that's what we say. Even though during the week you'd have to do it, otherwise you're violating the mitzvah, but it comes to going on Shabbos, then you don't listen to them because they can't override Hashem. Hashem says you should listen to your parents, but Hashem says your parents have to listen to me. So if they tell you to do something go against me, then don't listen to them because they have to. The child has to listen to Hashem and the parents, but the parents have to listen to Hashem, so they can't override Hashem to tell the child to do something against Shabbos. So again, you have another reason why, if parents are objecting for a child to go to Israel to study, or for that matter to study in this country, sometimes there's certain houses of learning that as they say, they don't want to take so much time off. They want to go to school and get their degree and so on. You don't have to listen to them because Hashem says every Jew has to study Torah. The Jew has to be fluent in the laws of the Torah. And if they want to study, go to yeshiva, and the boys, the girls that want to study to get knowledgeable in Judaism, in the Torah, the parents can't tell them don't go because you don't have to listen to them. Because if they're going against Hashem, Hashem wants us to study Torah. That comes before going to college, before getting a degree. They have to have certain knowledge in Yiddishkeit, Judaism. And I'll tell you to the extent of what I'm saying now. I was discussing this with a group of these young people recently. I told them, the mitzvah is, don't listen to your parents. Torah says, listen to your parents. I said, no. In a case like this, the mitzvah is not to listen to them. Because honor your parents, to honor them by not listening to them. I told them, by not listening to them. So everyone looks up, what are you talking about? Because the time will come, either in this world or the world to come, where your parents will come to you and say, why did you listen to me? Where the parents will become knowledgeable of what this world is all about, what Judaism is all about, what Torah is all about. And they'll come to the realization, either in this world or at least in the world to come, when the truth will come out, and everybody will know what life was all about. They'll say, you knew what you should be supposed to do. You knew you have to study Torah. I didn't know, or your parents, I didn't know. Wasn't brought up like that. I wasn't taught like that. I didn't realize. And therefore, I stopped you from going studying Torah. Why did you listen to me? Now I'm suffering. Now I could have had a child that's fluent in Torah and did the laws of the Torah. And now, since I stopped you and you listened to me, I'm stuck. And they'll be very upset. And they'll said, you would have honored me. If you didn't listen to me, that would be the honor. That you would have gone, you would have studied Torah. You'll become a knowledgeable Torah and the laws of the Torah. And that would be naturally a great honor, schus, a merit for the parents who have a child who studies Torah and keeps the laws of the Torah. That would be the biggest honor that you could have done for me. And now by not listening, so now look what happened. You didn't study, and now they're taking me to task in heaven where I stopped you. And now I have to suffer the consequences. if you wouldn't have listened to me, instead of being suffering consequences, I'd be way up there. I'd be enjoying the fact that you know Torah, study Torah, keep the Torah, and that would be the biggest honor for me. And those children who fight their parents say, "No, ma, no, Dad, I want to go to Israel. I want to study Torah. I want to be knowledgeable. I want to be close to Hashem." The parents will come and say, "Oi, shkoyach," to hug them and kiss them. "Thank you for not listening to me. I didn't realize what studying Torah is. I never had that before. Wasn't brought up that way. But you were knowledgeable and you knew studying Torah how great it is, and you did not listen. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for not listening. You really honored me by not listening." You have two parents next to each other in the world to come, and this one will say, "You honored me by listening to me, and you honored by not listening to me." The one who said, "We're not listening," in a case like this, they're the ones who really honored their parents, because they went there, even though it was against the parents were fighting them, and they tried to stop them. And they said, "Well, we're not going to pay your plane fare, we're not going to give any allowance, we're not going to do everything." They tried to stop them, but they worked it out. They went anyway. They had nice people who took care of them. Oorah and other people took care of them. And now the parents are so happy and so thankful for what happened. So it's a very strange kind of idea. When I said at the beginning, honor your parents by not listening to them. But I'm trying to make it show that it makes a lot of sense in this circumstances. Naturally, usually, in most cases, they're honored by listening to them. But in this case, Hashem told Avram, "Lech lecha, leave your father's house, and leave your country, and leave your place of birth, and go to the Holy Land." So Hashem started this process 2,000 years ago, over 4,000 years ago, that telling children to leave their parents' house, leave their place of birth, and go to study Torah, go to a place of spirituality. He put in our genes this power for us to be strong enough to stand up to our parents and say, we got to go. And just like Avram went even against Terach, or against from his father's house, we have in our genes the power to be able to stand up to pressure and do what Hashem wants us to do, even though it seems that's uncomfortable, almost impossible. And some parents who would really make a rumpus about going. But the child who's really strong, he knows what Hashem wants, and he lives up to Hashem's expectations, what he wants us to do. In the long run, the eternal run, will be the ones who did not listen to their parents in this thing that we're talking about. Of course, naturally, you have to listen to your parents when it comes to what Hashem's going along with it. So this is what I said, why I chose to talk about this week, because looking at the Parsha Lech Lecha, this is the third portion of the Torah since Simchas Torah, the third one. Hashem says, leave your father's house and come to the land of Israel. I said, look at that. This week goes this all the time in Oorah. We have all these young people. We're telling them, leave your father's house and go to the land of Israel and study. And we come up with all these opposition and all these problems, and poor kids have to go through this grinding pressure from the parents that how could you leave, and threaten them and all kinds, who knows what. But they say strong, say no, we do what Hashem wants. They will be greatly rewarded, and the parents will be very happy that what they decided they wanted to do. So I don't know how many parents are listening are in this type of situation, that they have children or relatives that want to go to Israel and there's opposition. Think twice. You should be encouraging boys and girls want to go to Israel and study. You should be encouraging them and talking to the parents and letting the parents know how important it is children to be able to study about Judaism and make a real life for themselves and know what life is all about. It should be very encouraging for your children, for your nephews or nieces or friends, whatever it is. If you could be of help to them, you should instead of, well, you have to listen to your parents and don't go. No, not in the case like this. Here in the case that you have to do what's right what Hashem wants. Just like Hashem says, you have to keep Shabbos. Even if your parents say, I want you to cook for me on Shabbos, you can't, Hashem supersedes that request. Hashem says we can't do it on Shabbos. The same way Hashem wants you to go to Landers to study, that supersedes the objections, overrides objections of the parents that are against it and trying to talk them out of it. So this is important to know what the guidelines of honoring parents. Of course, it's many more laws involved in honoring parents and setting off parents. I'm just touching the surface, but just giving the basics of what it's really all about. That I gave the two reasons why a child should not listen to parents, not to go to Linda. This is not wrong because parents can't run your life. And parents and children have to take care of their parents, but the parents can't make demands on their children. And number two, even in the case where they have to take care of their parents, but not where it's violating Shabbos, violating the laws of the Torah, that there's no mitzvah to listen to parents. So that's our words for tonight.